was convinced that should have been a free kick to Zaniolo. To Rice, just got a second to think about his next move. Ødegaard sacked. The angle was very tight.
What a ball from Martin Ødegaard. So precise. The weight of passes, perfection. Brilliant movement from Saka. He's definitely onside. And much like Jesus' header, he needs to go across the goalkeeper. Goes for that near post, and Martinez has got it covered.
With the corners, it was charged down. Ødegaard just losing his footing at most inopportune moment. Fulham neatly playing their way out from the back. Just back inside his own box for Tielemans. Good ball forward from him. Zaniolo. Now he's got it past Gabriel. It's Ollie Watkins coming onto it. And Gabriel just forces him away for now. Back for Morgan Rogers. Shade off white for Tielemans. Here's McGinn. There is that omnipresent counter-attacking threat for Aston Villa.
And it's in behind the fullbacks, as I said earlier. It's Zaniolo got in behind Ben White. Watkins got into that in behind Zinchenko position.
Javi then giving it away. Ødegaard and Havertz between them doing well to win it back. Carlos picking up speed in time to deal with Gabriel Jesus. Could be an important battle that between the two Brazilians today. Dropping off. Second ball from Pau Torres. Continuing his run as well. Watkins couldn't feather the return pass accurately enough into his stride. Ødegaard bringing it away. McGinn having it. An excellent cover from Javi, the Villa fans who were well placed to see it. Very appreciative of his defensive efforts before Ponsu wins the free kick.
Well, generally, he wants to try and cheat in some ways, Diaby. Aston Villa have been really organised and compact, and he's wanted to try and be at that effect on the counter-attack, as this was a brilliant counter-attacking opportunity for Aston Villa. Just took too long, Ollie Watkins, and Arsenal were able to clear. Trossard tracking back and just nicking it off him. Just took too long to make his mind up. It's been a really high-quality, high-tempo opening to the game. Two very good sides.
Havertz. Martinez out quickly. Dispensing with the ball quickly as well. And Zinchenko trying to embarrass him. Well worth an attempt from halfway, with Martinez way off his line.
Again, his starting position was good, but Havertz had made that run in behind again. Torres able to see it wide. As I was saying, it has been a really good game. Aston Villa look organised without the ball, look a threat on the counter-attack. Arsenal have had the majority of possession. They're probing, looking to find openings. Martin Ødegaard has been effective in that respect. Trossard had a really good opening spell, first 10 minutes or so. High-quality, high-tempo game.
Villa have seen very little of the ball in Arsenal's penalty area, as you can see there. With much more success in that regard, but not to force too many really clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities to test Emi Martinez. It's been White coming forward. Jesus checking back, working the angle. The block was essential. Well played by McGinn. Now Rice out for Zinchenko. From Trossard to take on Concert. That's back for Havertz. Everything in front of Martin Ødegaard as he receives it. Saka to White. Bukayo Saka again. Ødegaard, brilliant, quick feet. Speed of thought just as quick. Saka didn't overrun it, kept it in. Jesus trying to keep it alive. Oh, Arsenal get out of that. They do get a corner. Just to take a little nick on its way through. The assistant referee, Tim Wood, with a good view of what happened.
Purposeful pressing again from Arsenal. Lose the ball, and how quickly do they win it back? Got to say, Martin Ødegaard sees passes that I can't see from up here.
He's had more touches in the game than anybody else so far, Martin Ødegaard. Here's the option for a corner which might be worked short here. No, Saka is going to play it in directly. Javi with time on the edge of his own penalty area to bring it down, but he dallied on it. Passed up the opportunity to clear. How costly an error will it prove to be? All Saka could do was keep it in. Bring you back for Tielemans. There's Zaniolo. Very well, they can get the ball forward quickly. Do look threatening on the counter-attack. Arteta was waving everybody back.
Declan Rice did a brilliant job of filling in at left back with Zinchenko high up the pitch. He just tracked the run of Ollie Watkins.
And now does he come out of that defensive line, Declan Rice?
Guarding it for Verdinha. Threaded through well by McGinn. Rodgers. Saliba has had a wonderful season stepping up from the defensive line. With a touch that shows the confidence with which he's playing at the moment. And here comes Zinchenko. Been heavily involved. Javi. So on the overlap, a difficult one for him to be able to wrap his foot around.
Yeah, you mentioned Morgan Rodgers. He has got on the ball well. He's been helped by Ollie Watkins, because Ollie Watkins is always looking to stretch Saliba and Gabriel, run them in behind, which is just opening a little bit of space for Morgan Rodgers to get into.
Well, it was Emery's 1,000th game in management on Thursday. A few of those coming here, of course. He's not won any of his last 5 on this ground. 4 of them as Arsenal boss. One with Villarreal on a night when his side's goalless draw denied the Gunners a European final. Draw today certainly would be another significant dent in his old club's ambitions.
I think I'm right in saying he signed Saliba and Gabriel Martinelli for Arsenal.
Now that's some through ball and excellent defending. It is a corner. But without the intervention of Diego Carlos, it could have been a whole load worse.
He's shown a great turn of pace already and had to at times. Again, they run in behind. It's Kai Havertz running off John McGinn into the space. Diego Carlos's pace gets him back. Brilliant run again from Kai Havertz. He's looked a real threat.
Do you prefer him as a 9 or in this role?
I think it's a difficult one to answer. He's so versatile, he can play in so many different positions. Mikel Arteta has preferred him as a number 9, I think, generally, but he's obviously recognised that coming from deeper today, that he can cause Aston Villa problems with that high line.
Well, his form has transformed magnificently over the last 4 or 5 months or so. Half an hour in. Both sides still looking for the breakthrough. Saka. A really good area.
There's so many set-piece goals this season, Arsenal. He's so effective. Gabriel's always a goal threat. He's the closest to getting on the end of it, but was well marshalled.
Yeah, Arsenal have scored more goals from headers than anyone else. But Villa have conceded the fewest. And saw an illustration, eventually Conce's work there, of why that is. Tielemans. Very intent on inviting the press. And you can certainly understand why. The prolific counter-attacking ability that they have, and Arsenal's relatively high defensive line, it is a tactic that, whilst high risk, could certainly yield dividends for them.
Don't mind going man for man though at the back, Arsenal.
Jesus, away from Rice, but he gets it from Havertz. Trossard. Took a tumble. Here's from the Arsenal fans alone. Assistance from Trossard again, Ødegaard. After the run that Jesus was going to make. As Lukonsa clears. Arsenal turning the screw. Torres slipping it forward. Tielemans with time and a little bit of space. Xavi with the pace, but never with the pass that was likely to be able to get him in. Missed opportunity that for the Villa. Let's come again. Saka, Ødegaard, whose ball finding its way through for Bukayo Saka once more. Tielemans with another crucial touch on the edge of his own penalty area, where he's done a lot of his work so far. By the irrepressible Ødegaard. Havertz coming forward, trying his luck hitting Carlos. Again with a second block. Villa resolute and resilient up to this point. Martinez slowing things down whenever he can, just giving Aston Villa a little bit of a breather because Arsenal have been the dominant force in terms of the possession up to this point. Zaniolo just being pulled back there by Ben White, and the referee might revisit that in a moment. Tadi unleashing from distance. Ricochet falling Havertz's way. Now Rice. Ødegaard. Zaniolo ends up on the deck, but Arsenal are able to continue. Alerting into the forthcoming presence of Ollie Watkins. Watkins just had a word with Zinchenko there, asking him to put the ball out of play. And the Ukrainian is obliged. The referee's also going to come across and have a word with Ben White. And this will be a yellow card for that pullback about 90 seconds or so ago.
It doesn't look good for Zaniolo. He looks in some pain. This is the Ben White incident. It was Zaniolo that he drags back. Aston Villa kept possession. Play was allowed to continue, but good refereeing from David Coote to revisit that. And then the injury. Collision with his own man, Yuri Tielemans.
Well, you can see that there's bandaging around his knee anyway, and it's just an impact injury. If it is, it might not be as significant a problem for Zaniolo, but there was a hefty collision with Tielemans.
Both managers utilising this for a tactical break. Mikel Arteta has got his whole team in for a huddle.
Because with the 55% or so possession they've only had a couple of attempts on target so far.
I still feel as though they look the most likely, though. I know Aston Villa are a threat on the counter-attack, but the run of Kai Havertz is the one that's looked most dangerous in this first half. Something that Aston Villa have to do better against. Either track the runner, go with him if you're the midfield man that's marking him, or get the shout from your centre-back early and he deals with it. It's Diego Carlos' pace that's got him out of trouble a couple of times.
Well, Villa's defensive record hasn't been too hot recently. You see the 12 goals in the last 5 league games, in which time, prior to today, they hadn't ever named the same defensive combination from one match to the next. Remember, they conceded 3 goals in 9 minutes at one stage against Brentford last week. Able to stand firm today, though, up to this point. Zaniolo will be back on in a moment. Villa temporarily down to 10. Saka. It's Declan Rice. Decent ball in. Martinez completely wrong-footed. Carlos did well. Ødegaard. A little step over from him. Setting up Saka. We got the angle for Ødegaard again. Zinchenko. Trossard. Zaniolo back on. So Villa restored to 11. Ball in, hit Pau Torres that time. Zinchenko, Ødegaard. In from Havertz towards Saka. Good chance under pressure.
There's another great ball in from Ødegaard. It's the only ball he had to try and lift it to the far post. He's been top class in this first half. A little flick round the corner initially to Kai Havertz. Brilliant.
Defensive header. Gabriel with good strength, but a poor clearance. It's hit Zinchenko. Falls for Watkins. At this stage of the season, the margins can be so fine. How significant will that moment prove to be?
Wow, how close. There's only Watkins come to giving Aston Villa the lead. Big mistake at the back from Arsenal, and they get away with it.
Goalless getting it forward, a massive let-off for Arsenal. Jesus, Saka, Erdegaard coming onto it. It'll break Jesus' way, and Martinez makes a stunning save from Trossard. Could have been a goal at either end in the space of 30 seconds.
Well, he's celebrating David Raya. Martinez, sorry. Because this is a huge save, sticks a leg out. He's got to score, Trossard. It's a golden opportunity. He's got all the goal to aim at. Martinez sticks a leg out and makes the save. At the other end, big mistake from Gabriel. Initially did brilliantly, using that physical presence of himself, but hitting Zinchenko. It finds its way to Ollie Watkins. He drags it into that far corner. He thinks he has. Hits the post across the goal, and somehow it stays out.
Watkins only a couple of goals adrift in the race for the Golden Boot. Boyhood. Arsenal fan as he was growing up in Devon in the southwest of England. Very nearly able to do some damage against the Gunners again. Villa have only won once here in the relatively recent past. There was a 3-0 success behind closed doors. The aftermath of COVID, Watkins got a couple that day for Dean Smith's side. Right, doing well. Saka opening it up again. And a whisk away.
Zaniolo switched off for just a moment. He didn't track the run of Saka back. He didn't help his full-back out. He was a little bit asleep. Watkins has come close at one end. Trossard should have scored, and Saka bends one the wrong side of the post. Incredible last couple of minutes in this game.
A game which somehow is 3 minutes away from half-time, with the deadlock still intact. Just Dean to hold in a moment. Just keeping an eye on Zaniolo's battle with White. Jesus, Torres guilty of dawdling. Trossard couldn't get it into his stride. Jesus did him no favours really.
Too eager, played the ball too early.
Gabriel helping it forward. Where there's been real hair and scare and stuff around the edge of that Aston Villa penalty area. Very fast and frenetic.
He just told his team to calm down. I think everyone needs a breather. High intensity, half of football. Just played the ball too early, Gabriel Jesus.
From again. It's a sublime touch himself. Zinchenko getting it forward for Trossard. His acquaintance here with Concept. The ball from Zinchenko. Havertz! Nobody there for it. Offside flags up anyway.
Sooner or later he's going to stay onside and he's going to make Aston Villa pay. Even that one's tight. Godinho looks really deep and could even have been playing him on, but it's a constant threat. And how unlucky was Ollie Watkins? Does everything right really. Takes it into the space, hits it across the goalkeeper. kisses the post, and he's so unlucky that doesn't find its way into the back of the net. And then what about Trossard? 6 yards out, has to score. He's got the whole goal to aim out.
Just too strong a contact from it. And now a free kick has been given, right on the edge of the penalty area. Morgan Rogers, it was caught here.
There's a couple of nibbles. The first one was from Declan Rice. I think the foul's been given for the challenge by Gabriel, just outside the box.
And we're going to 2 minutes of added time. And Gabriel going in the book. The yellow card of the season for him. Aston Villa haven't had a single shot on target to this point, albeit that they were an inch or so away from taking the lead. What can Luca Digne mastermind here? He spotted the ball down, so you would imagine he'll be favourite, but Tielemans and John McGinn are standing over it as well. Aston McCann, the Aston Villa set-piece coach, waits on the edge of the technical area. I wonder what he's masterminded from this kind of range. Real hush falling over the Emirates Stadium as this feels like a very significant moment. Straight into the wall. And Trossard will be able to blast it to safety.
Well, easy to say in hindsight that was the wrong choice. It felt as though it was too close to try and lift it over the wall and get it back under it, over it, and then under the bar. It had to be power, I think. John McGinn looked lined up to hit one.
The play's going to restart with a drop ball to Arsenal. Villa are furious that was David Coote's decision. Unai Emery is livid, telling the assistant referee exactly that. It's going to be very controversial if Arsenal can score right at the end of this first half. This was offside as it was played forward. And they've got us through the half-time at 0-0. From one number 8 on the other. Tielemans back on his feet, and there will yet be one last opportunity for Aston Villa. And John McGinn is speaking to the referee there about that last drop ball decision. And all history now. Full of one last chance. Get their noses in front before half-time. To the man coming around the back, and that is 0-0 at half-time. Mikel Arteta's men frustrated to a certain extent, and it could have been worse. Emi Martinez with one big save to deny Leandro Trossard. Odegaard has been excellent. Ollie Watkins closer than anybody to breaking the deadlock. Plenty left in this half-time. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0.
Situasi deadlock dihadapi Arsenal di babak pertama. Beberapa upaya coba dilakukan namun belum membuahkan hasil untuk bisa merobek gawang Martinez. Skor kacamata 0-0 menghiasi jalannya pertandingan Arsenal menghadapi Aston Villa di babak pertama. First half analisis akan hadir setelah yang satu ini.
Takut nyeri otot, ketarik, nanti stuck buat otot dan sendi, aku pakai geli.
Nah, ini gimana eksperimen dari Arteta di babak pertama tadi?
Sangat baik dan cukup berhasil ya, bagaimana Kai Havertz terus saja membuat repot McGinn di lini tengah dari Aston Villa, dan memang ini yang menjadi satu cara bagi Mikel Arteta untuk bisa membuka pertahanan yang dimulai dari lapangan tengah. Mid block dari Aston Villa coba diakali dan ini terus tampil impresif ya Kai Havertz untuk bisa bergerak mengancam, bahkan ada satu peluang juga yang didapatkan oleh dirinya di babak pertama.
Iya, dan kita melihat bagaimana highlight pertandingan yang berlangsung dan juga cukup banyak ya upaya serangan dari Arsenal lebih dititik beratkan kepada posisi dari Bukayo Saka yang ada di sisi flank kanan.
Iya, dengan berhadapan dengan Luka Dini tentunya Saka lebih unggul, dan ini peluang tendangan tadi masih mampu dihadang oleh Emi Martinez.
Iya, dan ini kembali adalah peluang yang dimiliki tentunya oleh Kai Havertz yang masih gagal. dan berhasil untuk bisa diredam tadi oleh Martinez, dan kembali ada berbagai upaya, bahkan lebih dari 10 percobaan tembakan dilakukan oleh Arsenal dan belum ada satupun yang mampu untuk bisa merobek gawang dari Martinez.
14 total attempts dengan 3 on target, tapi bagaimana para pemain Arsenal coba mengincar tiang pertama ya. Tadi kita melihat kissing point-nya ada Bukayo Saka, kemudian Gabi Jesus. Kalau mereka cross goal, arahkan kepada sisi terluar, mungkin akan ada gol tercipta bagi Arsenal. Kembali movement mereka di ruang-ruang sempit sangat impresif, dan ini kembali peluang didapat tapi masih mampu dihadang. Lagi sangat solid juga penampilan dari backline Aston Villa. Kesalahan Gabriel Magalhaes hampir saja dihukum oleh Oli Watkins, tapi ini luar dugaan juga. Ketika bola terkena tiang dalam biasanya langsung masuk Rama, tapi ini tidak terjadi, padahal Raya sudah pasrah tadi dan melihat bola yang justru bergulir keluar.
Iya, dan kembali kita melihat bagaimana peluang demi peluang yang dimiliki Odegaard. Ini satu tembakan yang coba dilakukan, dan ini satu foot save yang luar biasa dari Martinez dari jarak yang cukup dekat ya, berhasil untuk bisa menyelamatkan gawang dari Aston Villa.
Spektakuler, one of the save of the season dari Emi Martinez bagi Aston Villa dengan mampu menyelamatkan gawang mereka dari kebobolan.
Iya, dan memang cukup banyak serangan yang coba dibangun oleh Arsenal, dan semakin lama Arsenal mendapatkan gol, maka semakin besar tentunya tekanan akan dihadapi oleh Arsenal.
Ini yang coba untuk bisa dipecahkan dengan cepat nanti di babak kedua ya. Harus mengawali lebih positif dan harus tercipta dalam 10 menit pertama babak kedua ada gol bagi Arsenal. Kalau tidak, maka Aston Villa akan semakin nyaman dan ancamannya bukan tidak mungkin akan mengulang petaka di Anfield.
Iya, dan sementara kita melihat bagaimana statistik dari jalannya pertandingan di babak pertama cukup dominan. Kita lihat bagaimana Arsenal terus mencoba membongkar pertahanan dari Aston Villa, namun sejauh ini belum mampu membuahkan hasil.
Iya, dan tidak lepas juga bagaimana kalau menurut saya peran vital dari Diego Carlos, ya, center back yang punya kecepatan, ketakasan untuk mengcover juga di lini pertahanan. Pau Torres begitu nyaman berduet dengannya, bahkan ketika celah di lapangan tengah tercipta dia bisa track back dengan baik dan mampu menutup celah-celah yang terjadi. Ini menjadi satu pemain yang terus tampil optimal di babak pertama bagi Unai Emery dan Aston Villa.
Iya, hasil imbang sementara jalannya pertandingan di babak pertama. Kita akan lihat ya bagaimana klasemen sementara dari hasil jalannya pertandingan di babak pertama, dan kalau ini terus bertahan hingga wasit meniupkan peluit tanda berakhirnya pertandingan, maka Arsenal hanya menambah 1 poin. Artinya akan menjadi keuntungan untuk Manchester City.
Advantage untuk City yang sudah melakukan tugas mereka melumat Luton Town, dan justru tekanan dirasa begitu berat Liverpool sebelum ini, dan kemudian potensinya juga Arsenal. Kembali semakin lama 0-0 semakin membuat tim tertekan, dan bagaimana result ini kalau bertahan hingga akhir, Aston Villa akan kembali menyentuh peringkat keempat, menggeser Tottenham Hotspur.
Iya, dan tadi pemirsa kita juga sudah menyaksikan ya bagaimana laga di mana Liverpool harus mengakui keunggulan atas Crystal Palace dengan kekalahan 0-1, dan kita akan lihat bagaimana interview bersama dengan kedua pemain dari Crystal Palace terkait kemenangan yang begitu di luar dugaan menghadapi Liverpool. Ada Ederson dan juga Eze berikut ini.
You knew it was going to be difficult, but the manager did believe. He did say it had to be perfect. Wasn't perfect, but you got the result.
Yeah, I think our first half was fantastic. Then, of course, when you're 1-0 up at Anfield, it's always going to be a difficult second half. They're going to push the pressures on them, and they have to win today to keep on top. And I think Hendo made some brilliant save, and everyone defended like we've been talking about the whole week. And yeah, it was fantastic team performance.
You say Hendo made some brilliant saves. I mean, Richie, you managed to score the goal, but Alisson made some brilliant saves as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's always tough when you come here. You've got brilliant players all over the pitch, but one goal is enough today, and we obviously put in so much work today, so we deserve it.
You were saying as well, it's really difficult to come here because of the stadium and for what it brings.
Yeah, for sure. You feel every drop of everything. It's tough. You know that you have to work hard for every decision, you have to put everything in to get anything out of the game. So yeah, we've worked hard, and for sure we deserve it today.
Iya, tadi kita sudah menyimak bagaimana interview dari kedua pemain yang memiliki peranan kunci ya, Ederson dan juga Eze. Eze sang pencetak gol tunggal dari kemenangan didapatkan oleh Crystal Palace, sementara Ederson ini tugasnya begitu vital di babak kedua menahan gempuran demi gempuran didapatkan oleh Liverpool atas Crystal Palace.
Iya, bertahan dengan segenap kemampuan mereka, tampil begitu solid dan impresif dengan game plan yang jelas, dan sepertinya ini menjadi satu keadaan yang akan merugikan bagi Liverpool di akhir musim nanti, dan tidak mungkin akan membuat kejaran mereka dengan Liverpool menghadapi Arsenal dan City akan semakin berat ya, karena hasil tadi begitu menyakitkan dengan juga back-to-back kekalahan bertahan di Anfield ini tidak pernah terpikirkan di Europe dan juga di kompetisi domestik. Jadi memang segalanya menjadi begitu sulit bagi Klopp dan juga Liverpool untuk bisa terus bersaing dengan Arsenal dan juga Man City. Tapi kita juga tidak boleh lupa masih ada peluang bagi Liverpool untuk bisa comeback di leg kedua Europa League dan masih ada begitu banyak persaingan yang kalau mereka sapu bersih dengan harapan tentunya baik Arsenal maupun City terpleset ya.
Ya, situasi deadlock yang dihadapi oleh Liverpool juga dialami oleh Arsenal di babak pertama tadi ketika menghadapi Aston Villa. Kita akan sedikit membahas apa yang akan bisa dilakukan tentunya oleh Mikel Arteta untuk bisa menghadapi situasi yang akan terjadi di sisa kesempatan 45 menit di babak kedua. Kita akan bahas setelah yang satu ini.
Road to Final Champions League tayang di video. Persaingan semakin krusial. Penuh gengsi untuk pertahankan reputasi. Saksikan liganya para pemenang kapanpun dan dimanapun hanya di video.
Musim terseru IBL Tokopedia hadir di video dengan bintang basket dunia. Lebih kompetitif dengan sistem home and away.
Terbuka tanpa penjagaan.
Saksikan semua game IBL Tokopedia di mana aja, hanya di video.
Main pasti menang di Video Arcade dan dapatkan hadiah limited edition. Juga berbagai hadiah eksklusif lainnya. Buka aplikasi video. Di situ kamu bisa pilih games yang kamu mau. Ayo, mainkan sekarang dan kumpulkan tiket sebanyak-banyaknya untuk kamu tukar hadiah pilihanmu. Hanya di Video Arcade.
Ya pemirsa, terima kasih dan masih bergabung bersama kami dan kita akan menantikan bagaimana kick off pertandingan tentunya di babak kedua pertandingan antara Arsenal menghadapi Aston Villa. Dan tentu sekali lagi semakin lama Arsenal mendapatkan gol akan semakin besar ketegangan dirasakan oleh anak-anak dari Mikel Arteta. Dan tentu kalau kita melihat bagaimana opsi dari bench, Martinelli mungkin bisa dikedepankan untuk bisa mempertajam lini depan tentunya dari Arsenal. Sementara juga ada Jorginho ya untuk bisa menjadi balance di lini tengah dari Arsenal.
Iya, pemegang kendali flow dengan distribusi yang sangat optimal dari Jorginho. Kalau ditampilkan ada juga Martinelli dengan segi offensively sangat dibutuhkan Arsenal untuk bisa memecah kebuntuan. Tapi kita melihat bagaimana cerdiknya Unai Emery menggunakan Zaniolo, pemain yang bertipikal ofensif tapi kali ini juga sangat piawai untuk mendelay dengan possession based football yang dimiliki oleh dirinya. Kemampuan dia untuk tampil sabar ini juga kerap kali digunakan sebagai outlet untuk bisa melepaskan diri dari pressing para pemain Arsenal. Dan kembali anak muda Morgan Rogers di lapangan tengah memberikan dimensi yang begitu berbeda, sangat menyegarkan, tampil dengan runs yang sangat cerdik sekali untuk bisa memanfaatkan kelengahan di zona pertahanan dari Arsenal. Dan saya pikir ketika nanti menit bermain di lapangan semakin menipis bagi Arsenal, masih tanpa gol, tekanan akan terus dirasa dan bukan tidak mungkin ini bisa dilihat sebagai kesempatan bagi Oli Watkins dan kawan-kawan untuk bisa menyengat Arsenal.
Iya, apalagi Arsenal juga akan menjalani pertandingan yang cukup padat ya, di mana mereka di tengah pekan nanti juga masih akan menghadapi Bayern Munchen di leg kedua kompetisi Liga Champions Eropa. Dan kita akan bersiap menyaksikan 45 menit di babak kedua, kesempatan Arsenal untuk bisa mendapatkan 3 poin dan kembali merebut puncak klasemen yang sementara kali ini dihuni oleh Manchester City setelah kemenangan 5-1 menghadapi Luton dan Liverpool yang takluk 0-1 menghadapi Crystal Palace. Kita akan langsung bergabung bersama dengan Emirates Stadium menyaksikan pertandingan di babak kedua. Arsenal menghadapi Aston Villa. Kami dari studio mengucapkan selamat menyaksikan.
Very solid foundation down today. Stack of opportunities in that first 45 minutes, just haven't been able to take one as yet. And have that little bit of luck at the other end when they needed it, with Ollie Watkins' effort that came back off the inside of the post and somehow missed the other post. Goalless as we start the second period. It's been a great day for Arsenal so far, but it will only remain that way if they can get the job done here. Just of his half-time team talk have been, Matt, just more of the same, keep believing, get the ball to Odegaard, simple as that.
It's a nervous, tense atmosphere inside the stadium, but actually I think they dealt with it pretty well. They're in a title race and they've put themselves there because of the form that they've shown in 2024. They actually played pretty well in the first half, and this man in particular, Martin Odegaard, was the architect. Get him on the ball and something will open up, and then it's a case of taking your chance.
You touched on it there. It's a day for the players to be patient. It's really a day for the crowd to be patient as well. We talk about the fact that not too many of these Arsenal players have ever had the experience of getting over the line. That can be said about a lot of these Arsenal supporters as well, when you're 20 years without a title.
I think that's a great point. Really good point. It has felt a little bit tense in here. They've done their best, the crowd. They've tried to rally the side.
Attempts today than they did against Bayern the other night. Saliba taking any chances with Villa players converging on him, although it looked as though it was going to be Raya's ball. Get it cleared and ask the questions later. Pointless for Aston Villa. They've already won as many league games this season as they did last. They had to put their achievements in perspective. Haven't won more games than this in a top-flight campaign since the very first Premier League season. They're taking it on and losing it, and then there was a little angry reaction between him and Rice. Arsenal able to bring the ball forward. Kai Havertz, Saka to his right, Jesus making his way forward, going down, and the referee points for a goal kick. Peter Banks is the VAR, and he's instructed David Coote, the referee, just to wait a moment before the restart while they have a look at this.
Two players were all smiles. I think there's too much in it. I've got to say, Diego Carlos has been excellent in this game. The way he's tracked his men and the pace that he's shown, I think he's defended really well today.
It's a good ball out from Pau Torres. Watkins dropping short to field it. Zaniolo winning the throw. Oh, this was the last touch. Touch on Saka.
I thought he played well in the first half as well. I think it's something that Aston Villa did well, actually. When they did turn the ball over, their ball retention was good, and he held on to it and gave Villa time to get up the pitch at times.
Drilling it at Trossard, but he was able to control it neatly enough. Havertz playing it forward. And ball against Tielemans. And a free kick in position A for Arsenal. Well, there's a right shake of the head from the Belgian. Arsenal have scored more goals from set pieces than any other side in the division. And it's been a very important factor in coming into the weekend with the best attacking record.
Signals going on between the players. Some gestures from Ødegaard towards his teammates. As you can see, a wall of 3 for Arsenal to shield this in front of the wall of 4, which did its job really well. Took Konsa off his feet, but it was an important block. The other side have got the set pieces quite right today.
Unlike Arsenal, they didn't have anyone behind the wall lying down, and they did jump.
Applying the press, very determined to play their way out. Zaniolo fouled.
And once again, Aston Villa's ball retention really good, under excellent pressure from Arsenal. They're pushing high up the pitch. He's done a wonderful job at Aston Villa, Unai Emery.
It's a staggeringly good job that he's done. He's had almost as many games as the Villa manager as he did here. And when you consider the mess the Villa were in when he took charge, and then to be from there to here in 18 months is almost a bamboozling effort. Javi. Very calm, trusted the shout from Raya. Now towards Havertz. And again engaging, now winning it back. I think the man that scored an early winner between these two when they last played. 1 goal enough on that occasion. Not yet the sense that 1 goal will definitely be enough here, but not a high-scoring encounter when you bear in mind that neither of them are too far short of 100 goals in all competitions this season. Down the line, intercepted by Zinchenko. Rice. To retrace his steps. Saliba couldn't afford to lose it there and didn't. Coming to his aid. Tielemans. Really nice turn from him. Rodgers letting it run for Zaniolo. Gabriel blocked that, but here's Lucadinha. Zaniolo again with a decent turn. Watkins with a miss hit. And Raya had cover.
Really positive front-footed start from Aston Villa to the second half. He's played a big part in that, Ollie Watkins. His movement's excellent. Sort of 2 or 3 attacks, he's made a run to go in behind, as he did do a lot in the first half, and now he's coming to feet, making it more difficult for the defenders, unsure whether he is going to make that run in behind or whether he is going to come short.
Much more variety from Aston Villa, and Rodgers seemingly on the same wavelength as him, and you can see from the possession, Villa have had much more of the ball in the second half than they did in the first, and are now dominating. Tielemans instrumental in that. Losing out Havertz. Rice looking long. Jesus is offside.
defensive line again. Pushing up. Pau Torres stepping up, trying to play Gabriel Jesus offside. I'm not sure Diego Carlos was in exactly the same wavelength.
Well, a wonderful 2024 for Arsenal. Seen them win 10 out of 11. But they know that realistically they might need to win 17 out of 18 to win the league title. Can't afford to drop points. Odegaard for Trossard, that's too close to Martinez. Clean sheet still intact. It'll be his 50th in Aston Villa colours if he comes today. It'll mean a lot to him.
Look at his position as well. He's automatically thinking, I'm going to come off my line and claim this. Yes, it was really close to him, but he's thinking about being on the front foot straight away.
Jesus forward. Watkins spinning it neatly for Zaniolo. Really good cover from Saka. Such a good side of his game, his work rate off the ball.
Well, so-called luxury players do their work defensively. Bukayo Saka, naturally a forward-thinking player, but gets himself back into shape. We've seen Havertz track back 60 yards and win the ball. Jesus did it in the right-back position.
That is another area where comparisons are made between this Arsenal side and that of 12 months ago, and how they might be able to get the job done now when they failed then is that ingredient, the ability of the attack-minded players to be even better off the ball than they were a year ago. The team is getting it away, giving it away, straight to Declan Rice. Odegaard couldn't stretch and control it. Digne clears. Back from Saliba. Rice again. Ben White. So the best balls. Zinchenko first there. In volleying it forward. Back from Gabriel. Trossard. It's a little bit scrappy at the moment. Konsa. And fouled by Havertz. It's a ball from David Cooper's right in front of him.
Just struggling to get a foothold on the ball, Arsenal. Giving it away a little cheaply. Aston Villa looking to their bench. Leon Bailey readying himself to come on.
Yeah, pace on the field and more pace to come. Bailey's got 8 Premier League goals this season, including the winner against Manchester City. Now we're hearing that it's going to be a straight swap with Bailey coming off for Javi. Had won it cleanly. Odegaard, Saka. This was the last touch there. It was Pau Torres.
I felt it was Pau Torres who got the last touch. He tried to kid the referee.
First corner for either side in this second half. Pass movement causing plenty of problems in that congested 6-yard box. There's Rodgers with a good header away. Not Declan Rice's best attempt. That will allow Villa the opportunity to make this change. Shown their ability in games like this season. They are, remember, the only side to have beaten both City and Arsenal. Features at home to each of them in the space of 4 days. They won at Tottenham 2. They do remain the only top 5 side to have beaten the Gunners. That said, despite the fact they've had some highly significant wins, 7 of Villa's 8 defeats this season have come against top 8 opposition. The hour mark have their first corner of the day.
Growing in belief as the game's gone on. Arsenal were fast out the blocks and were really dangerous in the first period, but the second half, Aston Villa have had far more of it, more of the ball.
Reception for Yuri Tielemans. With 5 inside the 6-yard box, or there or thereabouts, and 4 more on the edge of the penalty area. Nobody back. Every Villa player in your view, apart from the keeper. Recent in-swinging delivery. Important that Tielemans won it back there. Oh, he's so unlucky. He's hit the post and the bar. And again, Arsenal survive the woodwork, their friend. Now you just wonder now if it's going to be their day, because they have ridden their luck at times. Well, Kai Havertz gets a yellow card for his foul there. He can't believe it.
I can't believe it. How close. That would have been a contender for goal this season. So unlucky. Yuri Tielemans, he's capable of scoring outrageous goals. He won a strong challenge and has come so close to bending one into the top corner.
On it from McGinn. Back out towards Morgan Rodgers. Eventual attempt from Ødegaard to try and win it back. Bailey. Tielemans. Digne. Morris couldn't get the flick on. It's a confident back header there. Arsenal trying to commit bodies forward quickly. Jesus got himself back onside. White offering himself in support for Bukayo Saka. It's back for Jesus instead. Good save. Get back in from Ben White. McGinn denied Jesus the opportunity to run towards it. The flag now up.
Good save. Emi Martinez sees it all the way though. Reasonably comfortable. What about this though? Zinchenko has to win the challenge, doesn't. What an effort from Yuri Tielemans. This is an even better angle. Bends it towards that far corner, hits the bar, hits the post, and somehow Arsenal survive. What a hit.
Well, he doesn't score too many these days. He net a couple for Belgium against England at Wembley recently.
Doesn't score many tap-ins, that's for sure.
He scored some very important goals in his career as well. He's the winner in the FA Cup final. Aston Villa, who are having the better of things at the moment, perhaps playing on the Arsenal nerves.
They sense there's an opportunity here. Aston Villa. John McGinn leading by example. All action again in midfield. Big competitor.
Martinelli and Tomiyasu being ready for Arsenal. Teammates have to make sure the score is still level when they come on. Jesus with a header away. Digne back into the fray where there are so many in red and white, and then that was a poor attempt at an overhead kick, which has caught Martin Ødegaard in the face. It's clearly a genuine attempt to win the ball from Diego Carlos, but as a centre-half, he would have known the risk that he was putting other players into when he tried that. In need of a little bit of treatment after this, and Carlos only with eyes on the ball. Catch him actually on the very top of the chest rather than around the face.
Yeah, on reflection and seeing it again, better that he caught him there than in the face.
So here's the double change, which will see Gabriel Martinelli introduced and Taki Tomiyasu, who's been bedeviled by a calf injury over the last few months or so. He hasn't started a game for Arsenal since early December. Well, he's going to get the last quarter of this one, coming on for Ben White.
Pre-match, Mikel Arteta said it might be the bench that makes the difference. It's not about 11 players anymore. Subs have to come on and have an effect and make a difference.
That's something that Trossard's been able to do. He's come off the bench and scored in each of the last 2 games. Now he's been replaced by Martinelli, who needs to do likewise here. Martinelli, who made his first start in 5 weeks on Tuesday because of the foot problem that has been causing him grief recently. At half-time, and parity remains, although it's Aston Villa, as we reach the midway stage of the second half, that have looked far and away the more likely side to score the first goal of the day. Bottom line is, though, they still haven't had a shot on target for all of the fact that they've really caught the eye in this second period. This long unbeaten run that Arsenal have been on, they've done a magnificent job in restricting opposition chances. On average, Arsenal face less than 2 shots on target per game in 2024. Haven't faced one yet, but Arsenal have seen the woodwork come to their rescue twice. First chance then for Martinelli. No, not yet, because he's offside. Well, he goes without saying. Final quarter of this game is going to be so significant for Arsenal's entire season.
You asked me before the game, is it better to play first or last over the course of a weekend? I said probably first, because you're unaware of what everyone else is doing. It's just a case of you concentrating on your job. As it is, they know that Man City have won and have gone to the top of the table. It just adds that little bit of pressure. The team that have won the Premier League the last few seasons have been the distance. They know how to get it done. It just adds that bit of pressure. In the second half, you just sense it around the ground as well.
Oh, that's there to sweep up. Martinez getting the hurry up from David Coote. It's been a little bit tawdry in restarting proceedings ever from the first whistle. It's been very consistent, the World Cup winning goalkeeper. Boot raised, indirect free kick to Villa. Arsenal still have to go to both Spurs and Manchester United in the run-in. On paper, theirs does look the most difficult itinerary of the three title challenges. City also have to go to Spurs, although the dynamic of that game always different from Arsenal. Liverpool face Tottenham at home, and they have to go to Villa. Only victory today will take Arsenal back to the top. Only victory here keeps their fate in their own hands. Manchester City haven't finished a round of fixtures on top of the table since November, but they're around 20 minutes or so away from doing that. What will be a stellar weekend for them if Arsenal can't find a way through, or if Villa can. Jesus knew that he was offside, made no attempt to go for the ball. Odegaard with exemplary work rate, chased the lost cause. Zaniolo. Martinelli. Who stepped across his line and invited the contact. It's significant that there aren't too many complaints there from Arsenal's Brazilian.
I think he fancied himself in a race there, Ashley Konsa, with Martinelli. Did just get clipped. I'll tell you what, it's been a fascinating watch for a goalless game. It's been just as intriguing watching the two managers. We clock the distance of the players. I tell you what, they've done some miles as well on the bench.
Pacing up and down to a fine art, the pair of them. You saw there the fact that Arsenal just haven't been able to get the ball into areas where it might hurt Aston Villa with any regularity in this second half. Arsenal marginally the better side, I think it's fair to say, in the first 45. Villa certainly have been the better side in this second period. Zaniolo. Really well to retain possession as long as he did, and winning a corner even better. Third quarter of the second half for Unai Emery's men. With the responsibility of finding a teammate. It's off Declan Rice. Another corner. It's becoming a proper test of nerve for Arsenal. So much more to lose than Villa, but Villa, don't get me wrong, have so much to gain here. Tielemans again, Rodgers looking for the near post flick, it's Pau Torres. And again thought he saw a handball in there. corner is the decision.
There's a number of players claiming it, and they're having a look. Torres with the cross, and it hits the chest, doesn't it? It's the stomach. I don't think there's any handball in there. Maybe it was the first one. They were Tommy Asu that they felt was a hand.
Well, did well as he lost his balance to keep his hand out of the way of it. It's a corner rather than a penalty. 15 to go. Jesus with a header away. Tielemans from a different angle. Fire a deflection. Zinchenko with the initial header. Ødegaard. Now Villa have got to try and get bodies back quick. All of the principal options are on the gunner's right. And he was alive to that, but he couldn't pick any of them out. Here's McGinn. Villa embroiled with Spurs in this race for fourth. Victory over one half of North London will be a massive boon in their pursuit of the ultimate victory over the other. Watkins. The crowd again doing their bit. Zaniolo has gone down at the top of your picture. So had the opportunity to put the ball out of play, elected not to. Bailey. One challenge from Martinelli. For an Arsenal throw, and with the ball out of play, Unai Emery getting the attention of the referee because of the problem that Zaniolo's got. Arsenal are going to make a double change, and this may well be with the trip to Munich in mind, because Martin Ødegaard is one of the players coming off. Emil Smith-Rowe on for him, and Jorginho is going to be introduced as well. What do you make of Ødegaard's withdrawal here?
To be honest, I don't think it is with midweek in mind. I think you have to win this game. The mentality from Arsenal has to be to go and get 3 points. Whilst a point may be a good result in the long run, we don't know. The mentality has to be that we have to win every single game between now and the end of the season to win the title. So I think it's certainly not with an eye on midweek. It's about winning this game.
But with no disrespect to Emil Smith-Rowe, you feel that they have a better chance with a French Smith-Rowe than Ødegaard on the field in the last 15 minutes.
Well, that's the decision that Mikel Arteta has to make. That's the one that he feels is the best way of trying to find a way to win it again. I think in the second half, Aston Villa have dominated the midfield area, so you can understand why he's freshened it up. Arsenal have had a lot of games of late.
Well, the other change that has been made has seen Jesus withdrawn. Jorginho is on. That means that Kai Havertz will have a more central role now. Declan Rice will be a little bit more advanced and will play alongside Smith-Rowe. Meanwhile, Villa are going to be forced into a change as well because Zaniolo isn't in a position to continue, and Alex Moreno will come on, and he will do the job in front of Luca Digne on the left-hand side, a full-back but capable of playing one stop further down the line, and he will offer defensive cover in front of the Frenchman behind him. Inggris fans will be nervously looking at the clock with real regularity. They'll feel that they're looking at it every 5 minutes or so. And it will have gone on 10. They're in the final 10. There have been a number of occasions where they have been able to turn draws into victories from this point on. Recently here against Brentford, being a prime example. 11 points won via goals in the final 10 minutes this season. Only Liverpool can better that. And from Saka towards Havertz, who did well. Good climb from him. There before it fouled to Smith Rowe. And then Bailey trying to ride the challenge of Zinchenko. He did what he could to stop Bailey getting past him. Rodgers given away. So easily enough to win it back. Particularly in the second half. It's a lovely touch from Bailey. Ezri Konsa making his way forward.
It's brilliant the way they played through the press, Aston Villa. They invite it. Henry Martinez stands on the ball. Pau Torres is always available. You're absolutely right about Youri Tielemans. He's been excellent. It's a lovely touch from Leon Bailey as well.
2/3 of the ball through the last 10 minutes. All the final 10 minutes bring. It's with the pull of the shirt on McGinn. Advantage Aston Villa. Torres. Tielemans again. Torres getting it forward. They win another point.
Arsenal can't get the ball. They definitely need to try and find a goal, but they need to get the ball first. Aston Villa doing a brilliant job of keeping possession, keeping Arsenal pinned in.
Tielemans working it short. Comes back out for Moreno. Hasil heading that away. And climbing with Smith Rowe. Again squeezing it for Moreno. Down the line for Luca Digne. Oh, in towards the near post. Bailey! That is a massive spanner thrown in the works. Our dreams are baiting in front of our eyes.
A massive twist, a massive turn in the title race. He can't believe it. I've got to say, Aston Villa have been excellent in this second half, and you can't say they don't deserve to lead. Over the course of a season, there are defining moments. This might be one in Arsenal's Premier League title race. They've kept the ball brilliantly, Aston Villa, in this second period. Torres tried to get there at the near post, but it finds its way through to the far. And Leon Bailey has a lot to do. And he calmly guides it into the back of the net past David Raya. They've got time to recover, but they they haven't got long. A massive moment in this Premier League season.
The first time that Arsenal have even trailed in a Premier League game in 2024. Expressions on faces speak volumes, no worth 1,000 words. As the fans, young and old, appreciating the potential significance of that moment. There is, of course, still time for the Gunners to respond. It's off the top of Rodgers' head, Saliba going up for it. Tielemans' clearance well brought down by Zinchenko, who we understand is going to be coming off in a moment. Watkins, Smith Rowe, trying to get back goal side. It's Ollie Watkins. It is two. It's unravelling so quickly. A massive victory on the cards for Aston Villa. But a horrendous afternoon for Arsenal.
There is shot all around the Emirates in their desperation to try and find an equaliser. They leave themselves open at the back. He had a big chance in the first half, was unlucky to see his effort ricochet off the post and wide. He makes no mistake this time. I think he's inside his own half when the ball's played, and that's why he's onside. Emil Smith-Rowe does his best to get back, but how calmly, how coolly does Ollie Watkins finish this? And does this finish Arsenal's title race? Huge day.
They've only allowed Aston Villa 2 shots on target. Villa have scored with them both in the space of 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Eddie Nketiah came on for Zinchenko in the aftermath of that second goal. Ecstatic Brummies away to our right-hand side. The rest of the ground in silence. Seconds to go. There will be a huge amount of stoppage time to be added on. Could easily be as much as 8 minutes. But Arsenal's need is now desperate. Before the game started, it felt as though this and every other game was must win. They would certainly take a draw from here. And this is the significance of those 2 goals. Arsenal second above Liverpool, but what a weekend this has been for Manchester City.
What a weekend for Aston Villa in their race for Champions League football. With Tottenham getting beat, and then them coming here to the Emirates, to North London, and looking like taking 3 points and putting themselves in pole position to finish inside the top 4.
3 points clear of Spurs, albeit the Tottenham have a game in hand, but Villa's goal difference is the better. Simply stunning victory on the cards for Unai Emery and his men. Last time he was here, he denied Arsenal a place in a European final. This one, I think, will give him even more pleasure. Here's Nketiah. Tielemans there first, amidst a rumble of discontent. So we go into 8 added minutes at the end of the game. First league defeat since New Year's Eve. Very much on the cards for Arsenal. How costly it will be. What a massive shot in the arm it will be for Aston Villa for their pursuit of a place in the European Cup for the first time in more than 40 years. They'll be just 6 points away from guaranteeing a top 5 finish if it stays this way. They have a corner to defend. The other side of the corner flag, in fact, for a throw that Tommy Hasil is going to take. Tadi trying to wriggle free. Martinelli. Jorginho for Tommy Hasil. Saliba for Saka. 6.5 minutes left. Here's Smith Rowe. Now Jorginho. Tommy Hasil. It's frustrating that nobody's taking the responsibility. And here comes from Tommy Hasil. Eddie Nketiah couldn't get there. Carlos knocked it away. Bailey goes down holding his head. And it is a free kick to Aston Villa. Well, when the two sides met in Birmingham just over a year ago, Arsenal did score 2 goals later than this. Turn a 2-2 scoreline into a 4-2 win. But these are the moments that might be breaking Arsenal's hearts at the end of the season. Leon Bailey in the 84th minute. And boyhood Arsenal fan Ollie Watkins in the 87th.
19 Premier League goals for Ollie Watkins. Despair for Mikel Arteta. They can't believe it, Arsenal. I think we have to give enormous credit to Aston Villa's performance today. Arsenal were very quickly out the blocks, started the game really brightly. Aston Villa hung in. Their ball retention has been excellent. Their defensive work has been really good. And they've been clinical when given the opportunity. 2 efforts on target, 2 goals.
But remember, when it was 0-0, they hit the post. And they hit the bar and post in the same shot. This no smash and grab, far from it. Villa have produced a majestic second half. Bailey back here for Watkins, could get worse yet. And the offside flag is out.
Oh, good football. There's the offside. Leon Bailey. Just strayed the wrong side of the line.
Martinelli for Rice, who's capable of the spectacular, but it's not been forthcoming today.
Frustration etched on his face, etched on the fans' faces.
And of course, inevitably, you wonder about the psychological impact of it. It is only 1 defeat as far as Arsenal are concerned, but when it comes, at about the same time that the wheels started coming off last year, you just wonder what mental effect it could have. Last time Arsenal and Liverpool both lost in the same match round back in February last year. Manchester City wouldn't have dared dream that it would happen this weekend. But it's about to. Well, they've been good going forward, but he has more than played his part at the back for Villa today. Carlos, certainly one of the candidates for player of the match. Seats on that side of the ground, as you can see. Arsenal supporters not sensing that the fight back is imminent. Time very much against them. Saka for Jorginho. And Ketia trying to pull the trigger. Caught his man instead.
Well, no one's giving out the Premier League trophy today. There are going to be plenty of twists and turns between now and the end of the season. And somehow, Arsenal have got to lift themselves. What a day for him, though. Unai Emery on his return to the Emirates. He's masterminded a brilliant away performance. And those supporters in the far corner are loving every single minute of it.
Well, they've experienced some dark days over the last 10 years. Relegation and annihilation in a cup final against Arsenal. You only really appreciate the truly good days when you've experienced some of the dark days along the way. And those travelling claret and blue hordes very much in that boat. A team to make them proud, a team